Let's talk money.
Welcome back. You're with us on Let's Talk Money. And this week we are discussing a hot issue, the world of unlisted equities and whether it indeed can be some sort of a guaranteed road to riches. We thought of taking some recent examples just so that viewers get an idea about the way unlisted shares trade, the way the prices move. So let's take this up. But I must say that there has to be a caveat that needs to be kept in mind over here because there is no public clear market. All of the prices that you see on the screen, they will be indicative. These have been collated, through a series of brokers with HDFC Securities, a bunch of other market intermediaries, because there is no, like I said, official government platform or website, regulated website, which gives you the day's price on any unlisted equity. So let's take some examples. Of course, we would have all heard about NSE's plans to go public, to come with a IPO, right? So that's created a fair amount of buzz. And actually, in the unlisted market, the NSE stock has done pretty well. It's up about 76% in the last 1 year. If you look at the others that have really performed well, SBI Funds Management, the anticipation that maybe SBI will do SBI MF will do a public listing as well. In the unlisted market, the stock's up about 100%. Tata Capital, Wari Energies are some of the better performing ones. But there's also red. That's what one needs to keep in mind. Look at Oyo. Oyo hasn't done too well. And if you look at some more examples here, this is B9 Beverages, or Bira Beer as it's more commonly known. It's down. And Farm Easy has definitely not been very easy for the people who've held on to the unlisted equity. But on the other hand, I mean, you've got some of the others like Cochin International Airport. Again, I repeat, these are indicative prices. We have no way of confirming or absolutely verifying that this is the prevailing market price because there is no standard public price. This is not a public market. This is the unlisted market. And Pranab, therefore, my question to you, how does one, try and separate the wheat from the chaff and hopefully not get caught on the wrong side? How do you try and pick a winner in the unlisted market?
Right. So first of all, your intent has to be to make money from the company on a fundamental basis rather than, it's not an IPO where you invest before IPO, get an IPO pop and sell the same day, right?
Absolutely.
Because remember that these are illiquid instruments on a relative basis compared to a listed world. And sometimes when the company goes for an IPO, you would actually locked in for 6 months, right? So do not invest into overnight gains, right? Having said that, once you've decided, you've done your own analysis, you want to actually invest into that company, just ensure that you deal with the quality intermediaries, right? It's very important as well because there are all kinds of people, fly-by-night guys, as well as very good quality established brokers, intermediaries, etc., which are into this business, right? And like I mentioned earlier, it's important to ensure that you're buying the right instrument. You're aware of the intricacies of the instrument that you're buying. And then, of course, the right price. You ensure that by asking 2-3 brokers and probably kind of triangulating on the price. And yeah, I mean, that's about it.
Okay, all right, makes a lot of sense. I think we have time to squeeze in just one last viewer query. We have Rohan joining us on the phone line. Rohan, welcome to the show. Tell us, what's your question?
Hi, my name is Rohan. I'm a big fan of Chennai Super Kings and want to become a shareholder after hearing that you can buy its shares. How do I go about doing this?
Okay, so big CSK fan. It's the Dhoni franchise, right? It's almost always hitting a home run. But let me toss this to Deepak. Deepak, interesting, right? One can understand CSK, the love for CSK. I'm a fan myself. But I don't know if buying the shares is necessarily a great idea. I don't know if you've looked at the company, tell us the fundamentals. And even otherwise, I mean, again, the same question. How do I ensure that I don't get burnt, even if I'm trying to follow my passion, which might be a certain cricket team?
Oh, yeah, of course. I think, Surabhi, here, I'll leave the passion part aside because then no values, right? So if you love the company and you want to be a shareholder, then no price will stop you. But let's look at it from a perspective of saying you want to actually make money from this stock and you want to build your conviction on it. The fact that it's a great team may not mean that it's a greatly financially well-managed company. So you'll have to look at the financial statements. Luckily, CSK actually has a lot of the financial statements on its website. The shares of CSK were actually demerged from India Cements a while back. So a lot of India Cement shareholders own those shares. And maybe some of them are willing to sell it to you through an unlisted market, through an intermediary, a banker or a broker. And you may be able to purchase those shares there. You have to be careful about the price because when they say 175 rupees, what does that really mean? If you go on their website, you download their annual report for FY 2023, because they haven't yet uploaded the one for 2024. They made only 38 paise per share at a consolidated level in profits. So you're paying like a 200 times or 500 times earnings, hoping that this will grow. But I believe now that this is a fairly well-established franchise. Yes, it could grow from here, as IPL will, but you'll have to temper your growth prospect thoughts to where CSK can grow and IPL can go from here. And of course, they've made investments outside of India as well. So perhaps they have those fledgling opportunities. These are questions that you might want to ask now, saying, how are you planning to list these shares? What are the future growth prospects? What can I get from the balance sheet that may be a red flag? Luckily, you have a balance sheet here and you have it easily downloadable. In every other case, I think you should be asking these tougher questions, saying how is the company going to continue to earn money? Is it loss making? How does it turn to profit and so on? Longer term, that is what you want to establish before you buy a company like this.
Absolutely. I think that's a great roadmap to be on to ensure that you don't get on the wrong side of things. Gentlemen, we are out of time, but not out of questions. This was a great conversation. I think a very, very timely one. And hopefully viewers who have tuned in, who watch this, are going to ask all these important questions before they decide to dabble in the world of unlisted equities. Thank you so much for your time. Great to have you on, Deepak, as well as Pranab. It's a wrap on this edition of Let's Talk Money. We'll see you again with another theme. So keep sending us your feedback, comments, and queries.
Let's Talk Money